Now, I do want to look ahead really quickly. We are going to get to the tomato pie thing here in a minute because I mentioned the fact that I care about tomato pie. But I want to get out to the probable pitchers for this series against the Dodgers. And also maybe to take a second to kind of boost your hopes and your dreams and your spirits about where things are right now with your Phillies. I don't want you to just think that, the Phillies are being overrated right now because they've beaten up on two bad teams in the Nationals and Rockies. I'll give you some numbers to support, but we're going to throw out here to we love the probable pitchers over on MLB.com. Let's take a look at where things are going to go. So tonight, Jesus Luzardo takes the mound against Yoshi Yamamoto, another guy that the Phillies were very interested in signing, and a guy that, in fairness, there are some people who've had the conversation that the Phillies offered more money to Yoshi Yamamoto than the Dodgers did, and he ultimately still decided to go and play for the Dodgers. So you get to see Yamamoto in Philly against big offseason. Big is kind of in quotes and not really meant to be sarcastic, but big offseason acquisition, probably their biggest, Jesus Luzardo, who pitched well in D.C. That was a game that I was at, had a nice game. We'll see how he does in front of the home crowd tonight. Then on Saturday, Roki Sasaki, who somebody brought up earlier, was seen kind of crying in the dugout after getting lit up in his first start for the Dodgers. He will be opposed by Aaron Nola. Don't worry, Roki. If the boo birds start to rain down, good chance it's around the fourth inning with Aaron Nola. The ball might fly out of the yard in that game. But we'll see. Sasaki had really electric stuff. It was a big reason why the Dodgers went out and gave him Boku bucks. So I'm certainly not giving up on Sasaki. I think he's going to have a very good game. Aaron Nola, it would be really encouraging if he could go out and kind of assert some kind of dominance. Don't give up the long ball. That's all I ask for. And then on Sunday, you got Christopher Sanchez on the mound in what should be the Phillies' best chance, at least from a starter perspective, of winning, taking on Tyler Glasnow. So now he had, you could see there, perfect ERA in his first start. But 3 good pitching matchups. The downside to this, of course, is that Yamamoto is a bona fide stud. Now, again, the Dodgers will be without Freddie Freeman, and so then you start to say, all right, on balance, do the Phillies have a better chance? I just want to point out a couple of things. All right, we came into the season saying that the Phillies' pitching was going to be the thing to carry the day, and that if the Phillies were going to win games, it was going to be because the pitchers, the starting rotation, had to meet or exceed expectations. And we talked about how if they were healthy, what an incredible rotation it is to have Zach Wheeler, Christopher Sanchez, Aaron Nola, Jesus Luzardo, and Ranger Suarez. You go, probably the best rotation in baseball. And we knew that the Phillies' offense was going to be good. We just didn't know how good. For a team that has, in recent years, really been a swing for the fences kind of team, and one that it kind of flummoxes you from time to time, it's probably worth just pointing out that, the Phillies right now lead all of Major League Baseball in average. Now, again, average is not the be-all, end-all stat. But as a team, they're hitting .305 right now. They also lead the majors in on-base percentage. If that's not good enough for you, I'll also point out that overall in Major League Baseball, they're second in slugging, second in OPS, only behind the Yankees. Although, again, you can kind of attribute at least a little bit of that to that 20-run outburst that the Yankees had earlier this season. But across the board, the Phillies have done everything you need them to do at the plate, except for hit starters. It is the one major area of concern that I have going into this weekend, because Yamamoto is going to be damn near untouchable, right? And I'm not saying you give up on that game, but what I am saying is you've got to try to get to the bullpen as fast as you can if you're the Phillies. It would be nice to see them touch up Yamamoto or Sasaki or Glasnow. It'd be great. Will it happen? I don't know. Just based on the early returns of the season, chances are not exactly great. Now, when you think about whether or not the Phillies have kind of gotten the job done with their pitching to this point this season, I would argue they've been certainly good enough, right? They've been a pretty good staff to this point, and overall, The Phillies through 6 games are what? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth in the majors in ERA at 2.83. Overall, things are going hunky-dory for the Phils. You're getting your performances that you expect from the staff, Aaron Nola notwithstanding, although Aaron Nola long balls, kind of expected. And you're getting a lot out of this lineup. Now, again, while it's upsetting, frustrating, whatever, to see them not hit starters, they are making the most of it in the bullpen. When that bullpen comes in, it's like blood in the water, and the Phillies turn into sharks.